That was cool. That was cool.
Damn.
How you feeling, man?
I feel good, bro. I'm excited. Tonight's my first show of my own tour. Depending, sometimes I get tired before shows if I'm on tour because I can't really caffeinate myself because it will fuck me over for the next show.
Yep.
But I'll just do push-ups because it's kind of like an adrenaline thing. Like, I'll do some push-ups, maybe some breathing exercises if I'm really feeling it. But like, I can be so tired, but the second I get on stage, it's kind of like a separate conversation we were having when you paddle out surfing. Immediately, like, you're waking up. It's almost like fight or flight now. Like, it's like this is
the moment.
This is the moment, and I'm kind of in it. No matter how tired I am, I kind of just transform into a different energy.
I think we're gonna be okay here.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably be fine.
I'm seeing the rain collecting. I think we're like actually...
We might get a little soaking wet, but it's cool. I mean, it's a vibe.
Close your eyes. I'm gonna lead this meditation. I've been doing this to people.
All right.
Take a breath in.
Damn. I mean, I guess the thing that's on my mind is like a balance of creating art, but then also like giving yourself space to like be inspired and not just, I don't know, I feel like for the past few months I've been putting so much pressure on myself to create, when in reality that's the very thing that takes me away from the creative energy.
I've been feeling like that a lot before I came down here. I feel like I'm not living up to my artistic potential. I'm doing these interviews and I'm shooting a lot of really good music videos and cool stuff, but I'm still not hitting that peak that I was a couple months ago. And then when we were talking and I said I need to write poetry tonight, I realized even with my poetry, because I'm doing so much and I'm experiencing so many like real life things, I don't have time to sit down and craft a lot of times.
Yeah.
So I'll write out some interesting ideas, but it's all very short form and like stream of consciousness. I think as an artist, especially seeing what you do, it's important to have your time where you ideate and then have time where you're crafting and really honing in on developing something. We might have to move at some point.
Yeah, we might have to move. It's kind of getting fucked, but I feel like I had an artistic peak December. Like since then, like it's literally been 6 months since I've been in that flow of creating. It's hard because that was my identity. And like once you're an artist, you realize when you're in that flow, everything else is perfect. That's when you have the best mental health. You can do all the shit, all these good habits, but creating, that's the cheat code. And feeling like you're in that era.
And I think that's the thing, like being here even, my flow isn't solely creating. The flow of my day, like I'm still in the moment and I'm in a different flow. That was cool. That was cool. But no, like even like driving, like that's a flow state for me.
Yeah.
But it's not the same or as fulfilling as the flow state of creating.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, let's
we gotta
find
move.
a new spot. My stuff is probably soaked, dude. Oh my god.
Dude, on the way here, I don't know, dude, it's like a weird feeling, almost like excitement, but also like nervousness and with an undertone of sadness. Especially
to go that high up in the stratosphere and then be coming down and not have that grounded.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, it kind of made me understand why like artists on tour will fall into drugs and shit. Like if I had those type of people around me, it's really hard not to, because it's such a crash that you want to kind of balance that out. But I mean, I'm lucky that no one around me really. And Jack K is the guy that I was opening for, is fully sober, drug free. So
you mentioned that. You've got a really good team around you, man. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out while we have the moment here?
Yeah, bro. Shout out Sterling, my bassist. Shout out Alex, my drummer. They're both just like really good people that kept, that helped me keep my head on my shoulders. As like a 17-year-old, they're like 26, 27. So they've been in my situation before. They are kind of like big brothers in a way. I mean, obviously my dad, I want to shout out, because every single thing, every issue and argument that I've had with him, and every good thing that I've had with him is all like led up to exactly where I am right now. And my little brother is like my best friend. I feel like I'm so lucky. Obviously, like my older brother too, I'm so close to that. I've more distance happened because he's so independent and has been on his own path, and he's 3 years older, and me and my brother are closer in age. He's kind of like very much like me, but like he overthinks less. So I think he's less emotional. He's very emotionally aware and emotionally mature.
Less in the center of it, like less caught up in the emotion.
Yeah, exactly. He's more free with that, and I'm free in a different way. But another person is my friend Zach. He's like the one person when I was having like first starting to have like success relative, to what I know, and he was the only one that like genuinely just didn't care. Like he doesn't even know my music. Like he knows like a few of my songs, and he'll like support me, but he just doesn't really care.
Yeah.
He's just always known me for who I am, and he supports me 100% and knows it's my dream. It's kind of the same thing with his dreams. Like, it's just we're there to support each other as humans. And other people, I can tell, even if, and it's not their fault, their view of me changes. But I was just so close with Zach. He could become president, or I could become fucking president. And like, it doesn't change the fact that we're just like brothers. I mean, I found him at school. If I stayed homeschooled, then I would have never found that. Dude, it was hard. I don't recommend homeschooling unless you have like a really strong social life already. If you go on my YouTube, like there's a lot of shit. I mean, I've been playing music, been taking it seriously since I was a little kid. It was this thing where music was part of my curriculum. So like I would be, like that was considered part of my schooling. So I wouldn't really do that in my school. I was just kind of like a bullshit way to, but then at the same time I was so young and I felt like,
so would you say that helped you to have the time and the energy to focus more on music then?
I mean, it gave me time to do shit with music, but it wasn't fun. Like I lost fun because I was too young. It was a job at that point. It was school instead of fun. I remember being so confused because everyone was like, oh, music is, you know, freedom for me. Music is like people talking about music, how like, oh, it's their escape. And I was like, no, I'm trying to escape. And I'm so lucky that now I've fully let go of that and I found music again for what it was, because it was so hard when the thing that you love and your purpose becomes the thing that is the biggest issue and stressor in your life. That's why I loved rap for so long. And I still love rap, but that's why I was into rap, because that was my escape. That was the only thing.
So it's different than what you were making and around.
What does a typical Wednesday afternoon with my friends look like? So yeah, I'll shout out my friends right now. Danny and Max, who we hang out usually as a group of 3, or I just hang out with Danny.
You mentioned Danny in a song, right?
Danny said, take another hit of it. He didn't really say that. But he's the kid that got me into smoking, but like he never like peer pressured me into it, but I don't think I would have gotten into smoking. So I wouldn't have a weed if it weren't for him.
Shout out Danny.
Shout out Danny.
And Nico.
And Nico, right? And then I have my friend Zach I told you about, who's like my really, really good friend that I met in high school. I would be going to senior, but
did you drop out?
I did, yeah.
We talked, remember you asked me about that like a long time ago, like should you drop out, or like you were thinking about it?
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's just like, yeah, I've just dropped out now. It's crazy. I don't even think about it now. It's kind of like, I'm going to get my GED, so I'm getting my GED. Then, yeah, and then I also have my really good friend. I need to shout out Mia. She used to play bass with me. She's just like a really, really cool person, and I feel like we're just very, very similar people. Like she's kind of like my like long lost twin sister. Usually what I do like with Zach, I think we'd either work out or plan a recovery day. So I have a cold plunge at my house.
Nice.
And a hot tub. We'll go get food at this place, El Pescador, near where I live. And I live right by the beach, so we'll go to the beach. With my friend Danny, though, what we've been doing recently, it brought back a lot of love for music, extra love. He isn't necessarily a musician, but he picked up the guitar, and he has like a natural creative mind. Yeah. So he would just pick up a guitar in my room and start playing. And it's like we just start singing, start coming up with something. And like fully natural, no expectations, no plans on releasing it.
No recording probably sometimes.
We're just like completely just fucking around, and he'll like say a line, like throw out a line, and then like he'll show me a song he found, and we'll get really excited about it. And I think to like go to the places you need to go with more certainty and to widen your color palette, you know, like you can still make a good painting with just black and white. The more technical skill you have, the more freedom you have. It gives you more freedom. Sometimes that lack of freedom can actually be a really good thing, but I think that's something that you should intentionally restrict.
Yeah.
And if it's not intentional, it can still be great.
Sometimes it's following rules, sometimes it's breaking rules, but having the awareness of what the technical rules are gives you the freedom to operate however you want, I guess.
My life set is one of like the most defining things that will make me who I am as an artist. Assuming that I am like an artist, artist on TikTok, like there's no reason to assume that I have a good live set, you know? There's no reason to assume that like I've played like hundreds of shows and like really cultivated a sound. I mean, obviously I'm still in the early stages, but like I've literally been working on my live set since I was 7 years old.
Yeah, like a lot of people would not know that at all. It's interesting that you're thinking that way too, because I think there's a lot of routes you can take, and one of them is digital streaming platforms, and one of them is really building a core fan base and like an intimate following from the performances. And that's something you've been doing, obviously, like you said, that's something you're comfortable with, but it also gives you the opportunity to breathe new life into the songs, because every performance is unique. You know?
It recontextualizes the music.
What's like your current songwriting process like? Let's start there.
Okay, that's a good one. Like I've been trying to do this thing where I just create and I make songs even if I don't like it or don't feel like it's going in the right direction. I've been trying, but it's hard because it's like right now I do this thing, and I think a lot of artists can relate, where I have an inspiration, I kind of create, and I get and take a little bit of float, and I kind of run out of momentum, and it's kind of like like you lose, like it's like these like kind of blips, like these like these like snacks of songs, but never like the full meal, you know?
I do that a lot with poetry. I'll write one-liners.
Yeah.
But I realize those are always there to come back to later. To build, like to put together and
That's what happened with Nicky. It was literally one line. It just said, Nicky, childhoos are really easy, really simple. And I said, damn, that's annoying. And then I just left that and came back to it, and I was on a walk. Flow state happened, and I literally just was walking back. I called my bassist, like, pick me up now, please. I went back and I wrote the whole thing and I recorded it. And I also realized this is I posted it on TikTok that night and it blew up.
Wow.
But the song was already done. I had already recorded it, finished it.
But that day, you wrote and recorded it and put it out on the same day, basically, then?
Principles were being applied that I learned now that I didn't even realize at the time. For example, not sharing your sacred art with the world before it's done, before you feel it's done.
Is that the fastest you've, from ideation to putting something out, is that the fastest it's been?
That and Riley were pretty fast. They were very similar formulas, because Riley went mini viral, like 15K likes. So now if I posted a song at 15K likes, I'll be like, fuck yeah, if it was an original, but I wouldn't just drop it. But back then I was hungry as fuck. And I'm still so hungry, but I was hungry in a different way where I wasn't hungry for an artist built around. I was hungry for the song to blow. Right now I'm hungry for like my discography, everything to like be my artistic journey. I'm hungry to really thrive in that. But I don't think thriving means something gets 15K likes and I'm like, shit, release it. I do think there's a certain level, if something got 200K likes, I'll be like, okay, let's put it out. Let's do the shit. I was just very flow. It was like I was just starting to hit on TikTok, literally just starting to. I was riding off the dopamine of like starting to go viral on TikTok. And then Nicky happened and it went viral.
So you've been doing music for a long time. Since you were 5, you said you started playing guitar?
Yeah, I just turned 6. So it's been 11 years, over 11 years.
And then you did the Broadway thing?
Yeah, when I was like 9. 9.
Was there anything in the middle from there to now?
I've released 4 albums that I've taken down. 1 before I went on tour, and then 3 after. And then I was also in 2 movies. And I'm trying to get back into acting right now.
So perfect segue, because I always used to ask this in my interviews. Is there anything outside of music that you either are into that we might not know or that you'd like to get into?
Yeah, I was into acting. It was more of like a thing to do because I was good at.
Like it came naturally and you were like, why not? Like,
I enjoyed it. I didn't like not enjoy it, but it didn't pale in comparison to music. I love writing. I think that I like writing more through music, but I might get into writing at some point. Like I love journaling, so translating that somehow into like a work of writing could be cool.
How do you capture your ideas?
I have so many voice memos, dude. Like that could be like a book, like my voice memo. Like,
do you actually listen back through them, or do they?
Yes, that's how I made Nicky. That's how I made so many of my songs. I listen back to them. I am scattered. The thing is, though, when stuff clicks, it clicks. So I'm scattered with my ideas and shit. But when it's time, like when that energy is transmitted through me, it's like I am concise. I am it's like I'm surfing, like a wave is it, and I'm not even thinking about the fact that if I miss it, I could go into a rock and fucking die.
Because that's when that would happen if you start like worrying about that. Yeah.
And once you start having outside distress, it's like I'm just there. I'm there, and I'm letting myself. I'm like being my own producer. I do demo mixes, and I get levels and create shit. But it's like Vital is the current producer that produced this album. That's his art form.
Vital's the one that engineered it. You mean?
No. He mixed it.
Okay, gotcha.
And mastered it. So I engineer myself.
You were, yeah. You said that
in my bedroom. But sometimes he built out the drums on Change. He gave the album, like, when you say there's that warmth, like, I think we created that together.
How much of a role did your parents have in placing you with these producers, with these people in the scene? Like,
it was my dad and letting these people in their early 20s who were probably high into our homes to write with me. The people that are just like songwriting coaches aren't going to have the same vulnerability and just be real with me because they're like trained to train. But like, they would just like literally we go to a show, go to open mics. My dad would be like, hey, I'll give you this, I'll pay you to do songwriting with my kid or give my kid guitar lessons. And a lot of times they'd be like surfers. And like this one guy, Cody Sherman, this guy, Band of Gringos, he'd take me surfing before when I was like 8 years old. And then after we'd make music together or just jam. We would host open mics in our house and just have all these people. My mom met her best friend or one of her best friends because this girl, Kennedy, she was 13. She's coming to the Nashville show. And she came to the open mic. She was like, hey, Dad and Mom, I'm going to this guy Frank's house for an open mic, this like 40-something-year-old man. And I was like, wait, what? But then they came with her and it was just a fun vibe, a bunch of people. Like it's like a local music night. And the parents became like now they're great friends with my parents.
It's incredible, yeah.
I met the band Fashion Jacks and the original guitar player Matt. I met him at an open mic. That was the first time I really got that connection. All right.
It feels like anticlimactic. I don't even know.
No, this is a good place to end, I think.
It is, yeah. I appreciate you. We're about to kill it out there.
Let's go,
Can't
bro.
wait for the show.
It's gonna be so fun.